Greetings, everyone. Good time zone to you, and happy Friday. We're going to finish our draft week here with another ranked draft, Theros Beyond Death. We have climbed up to above 5,000 on the gold front, so we are good to go, and we're going to get our entry for free. Sorry, I've got a device here that's making noise and is bugging me, so I'm going to make it go away. Yeah, I'm back. Yes, anyway, after a mixed results stretch, we actually had a great deal of success yesterday. We went 7-0 in an absurd draft where we managed to cut black. I mean, we were not trying. It's just none of the bots ended up in black, and so we ended up with this absurd black-white deck that had no problem cruising to 7-0 because we didn't run into any of the typical variance issues that can derail the run of your great draft deck. Sometimes you draft a great deck and you get the variance on your side and it feels like magic is easy. And that's kind of what happened yesterday. Acquiring magic is easy too. You do that through cardkingdom.com. They are my sponsor and they're purveyors of physical magic stuff for your tabletop magic game. You can find them via my affiliate link down below in the panels. That lets them know you got there from here, helps out my stream. And if you do any kind of purchasing of physical magic stuff, you got to have Card Kingdom on your list. At least keep them in the loop, keep them in consideration. If you're selling cards, check out their buy list. And if you need anything, what I love is that you can just, it's kind of one stop. You know, you can just go there and finish your project and be done and know you're going to get exactly what you want fast and in the condition expected or better, and backed by incredible customer service. So you can't go wrong with Card Kingdom if you are looking for physical magic stuff. All right, thanks CK. Let's jump in. Hey, look at that. We got an Uro. Surely we're going to be taking that. I generally take like unplayable mythics because we're trying to collection build on this account as well. We happen to have 4 Uros already, so we're going to get gems out of this, but also a lovely start to our Friday draft. And let's look at what might wheel or what we should be considering from here. Maybe a Starlit Mantle or a Lionfish wheels. Grove Dancer almost certainly will. What I'm excited about here is that we know the bots really don't like Grove Dancer, so I'll be very surprised if this. And justifiably, it's not a great card or anything, but it's a reasonable hole filler at 2. You know, I mean, I'll run a 2/1 with no text sometimes at 2 if I need to, and this actually does a lot of stuff in the format, all things considered. But we're likely to wheel this, so I love taking Uro and intending to kind of wheel this. And but I want to note what blue is left. So let's take a note that there's 5 other blue cards in this pack, and let's see how many of them are left when the Uro comes back around. Or sorry, when the pack comes back around. Uro is going in our pile right now. We got another Sea God Scorn. There was another one in the first pack. A couple of great green cards if we want to take them and try to, like if we take the Commanding Presence or something here, it's a 3rd color and it sends 2 good green cards downstream. I'm kind of inclined to take a Chimera or a Typhon here in support of blocking for Uro. Repeal is also good. Might even wheel. Sometimes these come around late, and I'd rather start with probably the 3-drop 4-power creature as opposed to the 4-drop, but they're both very good. I've not really had this pick early to face before, and I usually, one of my main heuristics in a spot like this is to take the less expensive card, and also I like having that that turn 3 4 power in case we pick up a beetle. That's true. They both lose some appeal because this is really what we want to be doing with our escape, but we're not going to draw Uro every time. And I'm really curious what chat thinks between these 2 4-power creatures. And even if you don't think it's the right choice, even if you'd pick something else here, I'm going to take one of these 2 green creatures, and I'm curious whether chat wants the 3-drop Chimera or the 4-drop Typhon. So I'm going to pull that and see how close it is. I think you could make good arguments for either one. yeah, what's the pick rank for these commons? I don't know if there's a conventional wisdom on this front. We're not going to go too wrong either way. Wow, I'm surprised it was just a landslide like that for Typhon, because I love the cheaper nature of this. But I will follow chat. I just wanted one of these. Chat thinks this is much better. Let's do it. Is Hodge around? Does Hodge disagree? Is Hodge like, he's doing it again? He's listening to those dummies. It's pretty close, right? Timnos? Pretty close, either way. And nobody here's a dummy. I'm just kidding. So Threnody Singer is proven to be an interesting, forgettable uncommon that's gotten me a couple times because I forget it. Like I never forgot Fairy Duelist by the end of Ravnica Allegiance. That's the same mana cost for a 1/2 that flash flies to -2/-0 a creature, and that was at common. And I stopped running into that, but I continue to run into this. People don't really think about it. We have another Grove Dancer I expect to wheel. We're not going to take this or this, but One with the Stars is removal. It's not great removal, but if we end up straight green, blue, Beggars Can't Be Choosers, you're looking for fight cards and stuff like One with the Stars and Fishify. We also have Thirst for Meaning, though, which is just nice. And when we're actually trying to get something like Escape going, some discard isn't the worst. Some library filling. So also 4s fill up quickly, and that's another worry for One with the Stars here. I'm gonna take Thirst for Meaning. I think that's correct, given that we have Uro. Like, if we just had some decent but okay blue-green so far, I might be more inclined to go with this stuff, but I think we really want to dig for our Mythic. So, and then also in digging for it, we support the ability to maximize it. So with that in mind, I'm going to take Thirst. Wow, nice. Nyx Herald is better than Chimera #1. This was a pick I was considering for pick 2, so obviously I love me a Chimera, but now we do have 2. We already have 2 escape cards, and they do get less valuable as you draft them, because you can only escape so many times in a game. But Nyx Herald, just wonderful. Even if it's just doing it for itself, even if it's making it a 2/3 that attacks as a 3/4, that's fine. But you just drop one thing that can come besides itself, and it can become downright silly. We look to be solidly following our first pick, which, understandable. We really would like to. We could pick up Splash capability, potentially Siona. We don't have any targets for her yet, and we've seen that she's somewhat trappy. Like your brain gets wide and thinking about what could happen, but it turns out to be very hard to find a reliable enough number of auras to make her work, even with the very generous 7 deep that you're looking. And yeah, Forerunner, Tron says good to have one Forerunner. I agree. And Nyx Herald, works with it and stuff. It's not what I want to pick up here. Like, this isn't where I want to pick this up. Pick 5 is a little early for a Forerunner to me, but what are we really doing without it? I mean, we could take a Wave Rider or Altar, but if we're going to splash in green, we're not going to do it with Altar. We'll find a Green Omen. So yeah, we'll take Forerunner, but I'm not too happy about it here. But I'm not willing to pivot away from green-blue because I think we're still pretty strong in this territory and continue to be so with this training. I think we just take a training here for... does this naturally have trample? No, so yeah, training on Uro and Typhon. Obviously, we have Forerunner that gives everything trample, but and Nyx Herald helps as well. But training is just good stuff. Curve is a little bit high here. That was our first 2-drop. So let's keep that in mind. We really need to pay attention. Hope those Grove Dancers wheel. A nice Starlit Mantle here, though. That's a fine place to pick that up. Here's that Omen. I was saying if we splash in this, it's going to be via Omens. And here is a 2-drop. It's talking about I will put a 2/1 for 2 with basically no ability if I need to. So we could take that here. But it's pack 1, and so as much as we need 2s, I'm not going to freak out yet, and I think we should just take Pursuit as the generically best card in our colors here, and we'll keep in mind, though, that if this was a better 2, like if this was a Grove Dancer, I think I might even take it just to really be sure we're starting to fill in on 2, but this is just not as... Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar. Thank you, Raptor. But this is not only not very replaceable and not great. Relentless Pursuit also helps our plan with Uro, so let's pursue. All right, we're back to pick 9, and good news. There were 5 total blue cards that we left in the pack when we picked out of this. There was the Sea God, the Bounce 3, which I don't even like, so more power to you, bots. What was the other blue card? Does anybody remember? I'm happy that these came back, but... Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar. Thank you, Pirate. Oh, and look, Raptor's 12-month. 1 year with Raptor. Thanks, man. Yeah, the green... This has been fine. I don't know. Looks good. I think we take Lionfish number 1 over Mantle number 2. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I actually don't think this does all that much. We're not going to cast stuff on their turn too often. It's not going to be any kind of theme. This, I find this just ended up being, for me, pretty whatever, and not really how I want to close out games. I want to hope we find ourselves a natural 3/4 flyer for 5 that scries, you know, that kind of thing. I'm going to take Lionfish. Fishy fish. Here we go. This is decent. This is I like better in kind of the Skies deck where you really are just holding the ground while you win in the air. But this is still you want the Wardens. No, I can't take a Wardens when they do a very similar job. Although this does get flyers. Don't get me wrong, I get that and gain some life. But I'm going to be a slave to the curve. Well, I get it. They're not this exact same job. But I'm going to hope that we can pick up another one of these at a different point, and I'm going to be more mindful of our lack of 2s than the availability of this particular 3. Here's Grove Dancer number 1. I think there might be one more coming our way, depending on how much the bots don't like it. Let's take Vault Progress here whenever playing that sword. I don't think we're ever playing this altar, but I'll take it. Looks like the other one didn't wheel. Familiar as a last pick is interesting because it's not unplayable. Gross. Probably just taking Blessing for gems as much as anything. There's really not anything going on in this pack for us except Omen, which will probably wheel, and Glimpse, which I'm not that interested in. Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar. Yeah. Given that Goal is our best power option, I'm going to take gems. Lately on this stream, we've shifted away towards religiously rare drafting when the option presents itself, because for the gem-conscious player, I do believe that mostly, until, you know, there comes a point at which it's diminishing returns, but for a couple times a draft, you can afford to take rares / gems over a power pick, but we've stopped doing that because our resources are so high that we don't need to hurt our win percentage at all in the pursuit of gems on this account. But if you are, this is what I'd recommend more people do if they're really free to play and are brushing up against the edge of their resources often. But we're going to take it because really the opportunity cost is just too low here not to just take some gems. Yeah, Glimpse is not unplayable, but it's not exciting, right? It's just... Yeah, great black pack here and with Remorse and especially Myers Grasp. Enemies, whatever, but we're nowhere near here. I'm looking more at the white, but also can't really justify taking something like Apathy with trying to splash it when there's a one with stars that with the stars that does a mediocre imitation of Dreadful Apathy, but that's good enough for us right now. You can squirp, but some people don't want to do that and are just playing on one account and don't have the time for multiple accounts. So if you, because multiple accounts does require, it's kind of suggesting that you are applying more time than money to get value out of the system. So we can take another lionfish to continue observing the two drops, but I'm feeling a little better about it. We got turtle, fish, dancer, and we should be able to pick up a couple more before the end of the draft and feel like we have five to seven early drops. Yeah, we could take Hydra's growth. We could take, but I kind of just rather almost have a hunter. We don't have anything. We don't have much going on at 4, and this is still pretty all in for my preferences, and it often wheels, right? Am I not? I feel like we see Hydra's growth wheel. Yeah, and there's a goal. What's our 3 drops looking like? We could just get something that helps a little bit of aggro, and then I also like Hydra's growth more when I can find the evasive thing to put it on. We don't have much evasion here, so maybe we start with something more evasive. Yeah, I'm on team goal. Let's take the flyer. Not super exciting, but not the worst. And I guess probably another one, and maybe we are more of a tempo, orient towards a tempo style with this one. I mean, again, I'm not taking Sweet Oblivion. I just don't think we're going to put this in our deck in best of 1. I like having one of these in a board in best of 3, but I don't like this main. So yeah, makes lionfish fine. But lionfish and goal are both, this is all very proactive, which we can try and be. And Wave Rider, Stern Dismissal, and Training all kind of help with that as well. But I think if we just go with Training again. Turn our goals into 3/2 flying tramplers. Still don't want a Wave Rider. If one of them comes, fine. I'll play one, but I don't really care if we get one or not. Here we'll take an amulet on the splash potential. Here's a place where I'm willing to grab a Wave Rider over a really whatever 2. No, it hasn't, but we're pretty locked in. I mean, it is what it is, chicken, right? These omens go around pretty late, maybe appropriately, but much later than I would have thought at the beginning of the format. Yeah, how about Eutropia in pack 3? That'd be nice. We could take Eidolon if we thought we were going long, or if we thought we were just going to be Constellation-y enough, but maybe if we thought that, we should just take Seaguard. But Seaguard is so not what you want to do at 4 when you're playing green. We're playing green. We want a Typhon at 4, not Seaguard at 4. So I'm going to take the bad Eidolon, and we'll see. I'm going to put it in the board, though. Omen provides another outlet for splashing alongside the amulet, so we really do have the ability to splash pretty easily now. We with this Omen, we achieve 1 basic splash, you know what I mean? So we can take an Unknown Shores and be able to potentially splash 2 colors, but not really, because when your fixing is search up basics, it's hard to double splash. When your fixing is tap for any color, then it is easy to double splash. We'll just take a Colossus. And Vault Progress. Hubris, maybe. Although I think we have our evasion in double Training over Wings. Yeah, it feels like we're in the wrong colors. Yesterday, I felt like we totally found our lane and it was absurd. Today, I feel like we're fighting, and that's going to hurt us a little bit. But we already have a pretty strong deck. We already have a reasonable deck at 20 cards, and we're heading into pack 3. So I think we'll be fine. Can't splash that. Could splash this, but we'll just take a Labyrinth that's free. Oh, there's Witness, which would be nice, but this is good. It's basically a free spell. We'll take Labyrinth. I'm very sad about the Witness, though. This is really what I want. I'd love to add a Witness at 5 and another Typhon at 4, for example. No worries, Craig. Welcome back. Glad to have you. Well, this helps with the splash, too, and can sometimes do some stuff. We could also just take something worthy of splashing, like the Pharika's spawn, or the Acolyte. Both of these are just splashable. I think I'll pull this one, because we can, and also, let's see, for what it's worth, we are at 4 of these, so this does represent 20 gems. We're pretty gem independent, but, you know, for what that's worth. And we're going to call this Dryad for the rare, Spawn for the black uncommon, and then Acolyte for the gold uncommon. Or, yeah, I'm going to say those. I don't think we take Training, Hierophant, or Wardens here. I think it's got to be the rare or one of the uncommons. And we do have a good splash potential already. We have 1 Omen and 1 Amulet. So for 1 Swamp, we could splash either one of these currently. I've found it difficult to get tons of value out of this Dryad, but as a 2/4 for 3 with some upside, you're going to play it 100% of the time. Never the correct pick here, or never the correct pick ever? What did you pick then, Chicken? Did you vote? You want the spawn? Most of chat wants the Dryad. It's the safe one. Interesting that, although actually it's safe to say, it's more accurate to say more of chat wants to hedge towards splash, because Spawn plus Affliction plus Acolyte got 13 votes and Dryad got 12. So most of chat actually does want to splash. They just disagree on which one. And I think you think Acolyte's the better splash? Well, the Acolyte. I think I'm going to go with the Spawn. This was an interesting vote because I ultimately think we had a double tie. About half and half wanted simple, straightforward, half wanted splash potential, and then of the half that wanted splash potential, the splash card was split as well. I'm going to take this, but not a simple, easy choice, and if you don't like that one, well, I don't blame you. There's a lot of arguments to be made on that one. It's like, are we overrating it, or are we just properly rating that rare? Or are we underrating, or did I underrate the other uncommon? It's, you know, I think Spawn is maybe a little overrated these days, but I also think the point of Uro and Typhon already chewing up some of our escape resources is legit as well, consideration. We can take this, talk about your generics. Like, neither of these is exciting at all. Let's make a curve-based decision. Curve says take the 2. Brawler. I'm in for Brawler. We don't have much of a top end yet. We have this Colossus, and we could swap the Colossus out and upgrade for a Brawler. Another Brawler. Yeah, I'm in for double Brawler, and we'll definitely pull the Colossus. Here's another Grove Dancer. We can grab a second Amulet and really shore up our splash and make me feel a little bit better about playing Labyrinth while we're also splashing, although maybe we cut both. Or cut one of the two, cut this. Grove Dancer. Let's see, how are we doing on twos? 1, 2, 3, 4. Not great, only 4, but we pick up another amulet. It's something else to do early. Yeah, Grove Dancer is probably the grown-up pick, and then we probably just don't even play this spawn, if we're honest about it. I'm taking Grove Dancer and probably letting go the spawn. Although, here's another one. We could also pivot, take a Pilgrim. Do we have anything to get for it, though? I don't think so. Oh, we have one with this. Oh, that's, yeah, we have one with the stars, but that's, and some trainings. That's not enough to be worth a Pilgrim. So to support not splashing, I'm going to take another Grove Dancer. Ooh, Riptide Turtle. Yeah, I think as tempo as we can be here, I think Turtle still trumps something like a, what is it? Towering Wave Mystic. Hey, we got a Wardens. Wasn't sure we'd find a reach creature, but we do. We have 2 goals. We probably don't even play the Wardens, honestly, because we found some goals, but I'll take it here. I'm going to start it in the board. Yeah, this has not been... yesterday, it felt like drafting was easy. Today, feels like drafting is often challenging. Oh, late Relentless Pursuit, though. I think we'll play 2 of those, given our deck. And a last pick, Mystic, but we're trying not to run in any more of these. No, we are in... Oh, here, let me make a note of that. We got 80 on the grind. No, Ryan, I don't think that it is. We still want to make it to our best cards ASAP, and that means keeping it at 40 so we find Uro within as few draws as possible. With this 17-9, couple cuts, we have the Labyrinth. I think we keep the Amulet but cut the Omen. No, is it saying best of 3? Here, I'll get the updated record here. Let's do this. Let's go to deck building and it's like it's not. Here we go. Record, count, format, and then this is THB Bo1. That's correct. And record 00. Yeah, we can bring... I thought we had more playables. We can reconsider the Warden. And let's not consider the splashing. Oh, playing viewers with old draft decks, because now you can save out draft decks into your collection and play 40-card battles. Mana Striker, welcome. We got a YouTube friend who has managed to catch us live. Love it when that happens. Welcome. Thank you for your support on YouTube, and great to have you here today. Now help us make these final cuts. I'm going to put you to work if you're going to show up live. Familiar, Amulet, and Turtle says... Who said that? Deacon? Yeah, I'm down with the Familiar going away. That's not... I like the Familiar if you're doing flying auras, you know, we're like staggering insight, that kind of thing, but I don't think we just have... I don't think we have the goods here for that flyer. Thank you for that sub, by the way. And yeah, I can let go of the amulet. There's suggestions that amulet is good even in 2-color because it can support escape by adding a card for escaping, but it clunks up your early draws so much I don't love it. We can maybe cut 1 Grove Dancer. Although, yeah, maybe Turtle is the thing that goes here. We're trying to be pretty aggressive, so Turtle, not the best for that. And then we get to keep in the Wardens for some flying defense. Could even argue for a Towering Wave Mystic over a second Turtle. Do you think we're so aggro we shouldn't be running a defender like that at all? Towering Wave also, at least when it connects, we can self-mill to find and cast Uro. Yeah, good point, Tim knows. I think I'm going to do that. Let's, I don't love these Mystics, but I think with what we're doing in this deck, we're going to be happier with 2-power attackers on 2. And yeah, self-milling, obviously decent. We get I'm a little bit worried about decking. Actually, maybe we do, maybe we do run a Sweet Oblivion. I think I'm going to play without a Sweet Oblivion for right now, but we are doing so much that we might need this kind of as a bailout. But I think we want to just try and get there on the strength of our big stuff. All right, I think I like this. Let's come up with a good Uro pun. Uro. Maybe an Uno pun. Draw 4. Well, I like Numero Uro, but I'm going to call it... I'll call it Numero Uro here, but on YouTube I'm going to call it Numero Uno, so it's a little bit more subtle. But I like that. Let's see, we got basic lands. Timnos wants full art. I think I'm going to go with my favorite Avons today. Boom. Boom. Mama wants the rat sleeves, remember that. And Tron, did you have a deck box choice? Uro's obvious, but you don't have to be Uro. You can, actually. You want to... How about randomly a Mirage Mountain? It's my favorite of the Mirages, after all. You're weird. Hey, Tron paid their points. It's such a weird deck box for this deck. Love it. Okay, moving on. Let's go to Battlefield. And, you know, I should get my sub and bit notifications working. Then maybe people would sub and bit more. Default sleeves and favorite lands. So they're listening. They know. I mean, they don't even need to listen. Let me tell you, folks. If there's anything that video game studios are not short on, it is design ideas. Oh boy, are there a lot of design ideas in a video game studio. Keepable. Would have been nice to find a non-enchantment so we could get maximum out of our Wardens later, but we'll go ahead and start with the Grove Dancer. It's the one I care about least if it dies. I could do Lionfish as well, but Lionfish gives him an opportunity to Mogus's favor, which I don't want to... Like, I'm just not going to give him that to start here. Oh, thanks, Croaker. Here, let's see if I can... What's going on with the... Here, I'll do it manually. Here's what I'll do. Let's see. Not even let me... never mind. Yeah, it's whack. I don't know. Hold on. We'll get to that later. Let's go Wardens here and send in with the Grove Dancer. Mama says the approach of giving them a problem to solve or a quality of life issue to improve works better than criticizing. Yeah, the best way to give feedback to people who make your favorite games is to tell them what's making you happy and not happy, but not necessarily prescribing the solution. Just telling them how the game is making you feel, and that tells them a lot. I'm going to go with they're holding up with a lot of mana here. We could drop the Wave Rider. I suppose we drop the Wave Rider. If they counter it, it's like, it's not even, I don't even think it's that important. But if it lands, then it actually does start to do stuff coming up. And if it doesn't land, we'll find a different angle towards victory. Might send in the Grove. I'm going to send in the Grove Dancer first, because that's another place where I don't mind trading a Grove Dancer for almost any resource they want to expend on it. Whether goal or trick to save the goal, etc. We also don't mind filling our yard knowing that we have some great escape hiding in our deck. No, I don't even want a mantle. I'm just thrilled with that trade. And now I'm going to go ahead and Wave Rider and try to get their counter or whatever out. Yep, that's fine too. At least this one, unlike Deny, doesn't exile, so we get Wave Rider as fuel for our future future escape. I still think maybe I've come up on it a little bit, but come on, I was pretty right. Like, people have been were bonkers about this card when it came out, and it's just been fine, right? It has a real cost. Like, for you to get actual 2 cards out of it, you need to discard a spell. It's a real cost, but it's a set that can pay that cost pretty well. So forgot to attack. I know what you mean. Yeah, great late game, but maybe not the oh my god, incredible that I was hearing people say about it early. Okay, I'm gonna start. Let's see, they can't counter anything. We have free reign to get through here. I'm gonna go ahead and train and then fish. We could thirst and but this is fine. This draws a card as well. Oh, and the Wave Rider was countered. Did I forget to attack? I thought that was after attack. Didn't I attack and trade with the goal? All right, well now we got a land and we can consider just saving thirst. So we could counter that. Do we care about that though? No, again, not really. If they want to use that resource for that purpose, I'm okay with that. And then I'm going to save Thirst for... We have 3 discards, and the Lionfish isn't that great, so Lionfish is a lovely discard target for the Thirst. Although maybe I should have done it main since they're playing blue, because now I could get countered. Although we did have Mantle to leave up, so it's like we did have alternative plays. Okay, plenty of discard options, and I am going to go with the Lionfish. I think Grove Dancer is better than Lionfish, especially, again, they have, looks like they're splashing black, so unlikely that they're playing Mogus's Favor, which is a reason to avoid deploying 1 toughness into open black mana, or, you know, early black mana. But I think Lionfish is our worst card here. Pursuit is interesting. Can't pay for another uncommon counter spell if they have it, but so therefore I think I'll wait on playing a land. Yeah, Lionfish isn't useless, but I just like the Grove Dancer a little better. Right on, Mana Striker. Is it working for you? You feeling like you're getting good value out of the system? Well, we're not getting good value out of this relentless pursuit, but we are filling the yard with fodder for when we do find our best stuff. I'm going to take a forest since we got an island in hand here. Let's keep it spread even. Oh, sorry, I meant to do this. Yeah, you can kind of think of that as a Scry 4. Scry 4, draw a card, and then we got to land anyway. Or Scry 3, draw a card. Landlords today. Now, what? They played this for no value? Is that what just happened? Oh, they got back goal. Sorry, I since they played this and then their hand was empty, it was like maybe they didn't find anything. I was just looking away. Thank you. We're backed up by Mantle here. If they try to disrupt this to deny our draw, then I will use the Mantle to save the Grove Dancer and protect the training draw. Yeah, totally worth it here. More land. Boy, we're good at that. Well, and now that I'm self-milling, I'll self-mill the exact card we wanted to draw, but I'm still going to do it, of course. We have no looting and no graveyard access. Like, I don't think we can get anything back from the graveyard. We didn't pick up... Or maybe let's make sure about that. Yeah, nothing's coming out of our graveyard except by escape exile. All right, we're gonna self-mill though. Hey, look, still found another one. Funny. Is that all of them? Let's just, I think this is worth wanting. I mean, we do have the Labyrinth, but it can still block. So I'm gonna one so we can actually attack. Let's see, lands left in deck is indeed 3. 3 of 17. Oh, no, my counter said 3 of 17, but it seems... Oh, that's of the 17 starting lands. No, sorry. 3 and 15 cards in library. Oh, shoot. Sorry, I got distracted counting stuff. Did I play a land there? I should have played a land if I didn't, because I do want to use the maze on the goal. It's not going to matter here. It's like just 2 life in a situation where... This is one of those games that's not going to come down to did you get that 2 life or not. It's going to come down to did you secure and maintain board control. Oh, that's a good point. It's got trample, so if we move the blocker, it should still be able to get through. Thanks for that reminder. Game remains hard. I'm going to keep self-milling. We do have 2 escape creatures we'd love to self-mill anyway. Good work, Ryan. Good work. Perfect.
Some say I never heard of ya.
Hey, Resonator, thanks for the sub. Good to have you here. It's a little bit easier to laugh it off when you're still ahead on board, but we'll see if we stay that way. Oh yeah, I could mill main phase because we might mill an escape creature to bring back. That's a great call. Fiddles and anybody else suggesting mill main. I'm forgetting that by self-milling, we may give ourselves main phase action. I'm going to use this, though. I like that it removes it from combat without untapping it. That's where it's different from the maze, so it can't stay back to block. Sure, we can do that and still even activate if they go for the... All right. Finally, some action. That's what we were looking for. A wave mystic. All right. Again, I screwed up. I can't overcome my own mental heuristics, apparently, of not main phasing of not main phasing this activation. Did it again. Although we're not going to be, if we want to activate and do this, we can't do it all. Like, we can't activate Labyrinth, activate this, and cast one of our escape creatures, so it's not the worst, but I'm going to do it again. It still does represent some level of card draw, and actually we kind of didn't want that one anyway. I don't want to deck ourselves. Yeah, we could take two. I'm worried about decking, though, too. Although, if we don't find Uro in time, we can't win anyway. Well, there we go. At least we didn't find... There's a reason to make sure you can cast whatever you can mill. So we're at 9 cards left. Now we've got a Typhon. I'm going to drop this. I'm going to offer... this trade, and I'm gonna do it on us. Gotta keep looking for our good stuff, so we're closer to Uro at least. Oh, counter deny. Yeah, bye. Uro or bust, everybody. But Deacon, like, I don't know what to do. Like, we gotta go for it, right? I'm sorry, I'm not expressing myself well. I know it's risky. Like, I'm torn. We don't want to mill ourselves, but we have to hurry up and find Uro to have enough time to actually win with him. Is what I was clunkily trying to say earlier there. So they have another deny. Salute and move on. I don't know how we can get 6 damage in if they counter this. Wow, Oppo, you slow rolling the deny? That's just rude. Seriously. That was rude, EMS. I don't know if you did that on purpose, but that's rude. Yeah, they do have Liar. That's a good point. Herald will still try. That's true. That's why I didn't. I said if if that was a slow row, that was rude. But if they're distracted or whatever, that happens. Believe me, I know. Fair enough, Elgar. They did have a choice there. All right. Not dead yet, as we say.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
So, and here we are, slow rolling to play a clip. But no, in this case, there's decisions to make, because we can make a 3-4. If we brawl the Berserker, it trades. It's not a win. And I guess we have to, though. We're going to have to... Because at least with a 3-4, these two can't block and kill the Herald. Why Field of Ruin? Obviously to get the Labyrinth. Yeah, Maze is we can activate it, but we still need this gone, right? Trample over with the 5/5. Right. Oh yeah. So we don't need that gone. Sorry, man. I'm not. Chat is helping me out, and I'm just like, nah, chat. I'm not gonna retain anything you're saying. Sorry. No. People are saying that trample plus removing this from combat equals getting the damage through. So we don't need to kill this. We can actually go for the goal if we want. Like so. I'll show you. Good thing we have all this mana, because we can do both. We can do this. This is the play I didn't see. Somebody pointed out to me, and then I still didn't see. But we made Oppo use premium removal there. That's pretty good. So let's go for a goal. Kill the goal. I had a lot of choices. My point about the rudeness of Oppo's Deny the Divine is that we were casting a mythic bomb and they waited for quite a bit before a pretty straightforward counterspell. Somebody pointed out they could have just been thinking about waiting to counter the escape side, but come on. So unfortunately now we are not in a place where attacking does anything. So we're gonna pass. We have 3 cards left in our deck, and they are Towering Wave Mystic, Skolud Grove Dancer, and Nylea's Forerunner. So we do have Trample, except with 3 cards, we basically need the Trample Dude off the top. If we get Trample Dude off the top, we can actually win this. But we need a turn, or we need 2 turns of attacking. I guess we need the Trample Dude the next 2 draws to have any chance. But certainly we need Trample very soon here. Oppo's got 18 cards. I hope they don't have only lands, or they've really misbuilt their deck. Yeah, I guess Lampad changes the clock enough that we need it next. I think if we get the Lampad, if we get Trample off the top and it survives, we still have a chance. That makes it a little rougher. We can only now they have double block. Oh, we even found it. Frustrating. We even found it on time, but Oppo had. They certainly have a lot of lands. It would have been nice if they'd drawn one there. We just got landlorded out of this one, unfortunately. Well, this would have helped if they hadn't found a Marauder, but as it is, unless they are... Yeah, we're going to make a misplay. The potential misplay they have here is only single blocking the Brawler. If they single block the Brawler, we have a chance. But no, they figured it out. And we don't even need to activate the Maze. We're just going to take out the Berserker. We did what we could. Oppo getting 6 lands and then apparently just stopping. We've seen every land in our deck between self-milling and drawing. Yeah. All right, you got it, Oppo. We're gonna lose this one. I assume they're just using they're just playing the normal amount of lands and just having one of those draws where it's kind of being perfect for them. All the mythics get something cool on entrance. Well, I'm really annoyed. Really annoyed right now, and a little bit salty. Not because I drew a million lands, not because we lost that game, but because twice during that game, chat said, hey, remember this line? And I, within 3 minutes, completely forgot that line. That's why I'm annoyed and salty and upset right now. Where the heck is my brain? I mean, that's... the landlord stuff is going to happen. Can't do anything about that. But you'd think I could do something a little bit better about my brain and registering those kinds of feedback from chat. Chat is actually useful. Instead, I go streamer lethal. Or at least I try. No 2-drop, but enough action to keep, and both our colors. One more shot at a 2. Give us a Grove Dancer. I didn't make a breakfast. I probably don't have the right diet this morning, that's for sure. I had a couple of cookies that were out with nearby the coffee and didn't really eat anything else, so probably somewhat suffering from my own dietary choices today. Speaking of suffering, we are going to suffer greatly against this Setessan champion. Not sure actually how we beat this. It really reveals a huge weakness in our deck. We didn't get any fight cards in green. Oh, we got the Brawler. We have 2 Brawlers. So basically, we're trying to ramp, or not ramp, we're just trying to get to 6 and brawl this thing, but by then it's going to be like 4-8 or whatever, 4-6. But the trouble is, yes, of course we can put one with the stars on it, and we have it, but it doesn't. It just sits there drawing them cards. We're still not going to beat it, even if we put one with the stars on it, is my problem. So actually, I kind of want to turbo Uro, and to that end, we're going to Relentless Pursuit here. Although if we find 2 things, we'll have to discard, so maybe not. I'll Thirst at the end of their turn. We are in a tough spot, though. Yeah, this is why one with the stars is not only no apathy because of the extra mana, it's no apathy because it doesn't actually take the thing off the battlefield. If there's coffee questions, I'll happily take some after this game. Yeah, you get that. And we thirst for Uro. Yeah, we'll drop a lionfish here. Probably have to... We could also... Well, I'm going to go with Wave Rider. The other thing we might be able to do here is race. They might get in a big hit with the favored. But I think Wave Rider into possibly Forerunner might actually be how we start to get there. The Mystics are... we're not proud of these, but they actually do some reasonable work. What is the job of the Mystics? The job of the Mystics is to be a 2-powered 2-drop for curve filling purposes and for training wearing purposes. We have 2 Setessan trainings. And we also have Uro. So another thing they do is feed our self-mill so that when we can either self-mill Uro, and also when we find Uro, we have extra fuel for it thanks to the Mystics. They're not great, but they're doing a little more in this deck than they sometimes do. We didn't ever draft one. Yeah, no blocks here. So now probably have to take favored out of commission. Although if they don't draw anything to pump it, Typhon does trade with it at least. Yeah, I'm going to play Typhon. We'll try and trade. And Wave Rider threatens to trade or bounce off Daxos, and Typhon threatens to trade with favored, even with double strike. So we'll see if that can turn us a corner here. Not looking good here, but we're not dead. Although now we have to chump, so that messes that. Oh, actually, we can double block. We can double block favored still, and it's going to be worth it. We kind of have to. So they get the double strike, and they get to take one of these out, and then the other one hits back for lethal. Of course, we're taking 6 in the meantime, but we have to. And we'll even take one trample from favored, so we're taking 7 actually. If they have pump, of course, we're just totally dead, but we're not. We can't beat pump, so we're not even playing around it. Yeah. Didn't even mention it because we can't beat it. Well, again, I feel better about that game than the first one because I didn't do anything wrong that game. Of course, I didn't have much of a chance to, but not much to correct about that. That's magic happening. If we lose here, a sad 0-3, and I'll play some more games with it against chat. All right, we got some aggro action. Let's see if we can make this work. Still Oppo going first. Have we won a coin flip yet? That might help. We do want to be a little bit on the aggressive side. And to that end, I like seeing Eidolon of Philosophy because it doesn't stop anything. This is a 7-drop. All right. It's usually a 7-drop. But it took 2 cards to make that. Unfortunately, it stops our aggro, which is the saddest part of this. So next turn, we'll drop Wardens. Or we could go goal and actually just try and trade damage in the air. Yeah, I'll go with a Vexing Goal. Leave Vexing Goal up and Thirst for Meaning up. We could also play Vexing Goal, double block, and it's a 1-for-1. 1.5-for-1, depending on what you think of Sentinel's Eyes as a quantity of card. A lot of open mana to do it into, but I'm going to go for it. they've got a pause, so they could have something like what? If they had Mantle, we're still good on the double block. If they have +2/+2, we are incredibly sad. We get 2 for 1 for 1 mana. Suddenly the thinking through the consequences of blocking into a white blessing make me not want to do this. It's the blowout risk is too high. So really kind of weird play of like, ha, I'm gonna psych, but I think the risk of ruin was too high there. Nexus Wardens here makes more sense. And we're closing in on being able to brawl with something. If we can brawl, that should help us out a lot. More eyes. I guess that's going to be our brawl now, which is too bad. It means it's going to be a trade. But if we don't get something, maybe if we can find something to make Nexus Wardens bigger, we can not do that. But right now, looking to deal with this. Oh, we can double block with gold. We can try that double block. Maybe we 2 for 1 ourselves with a gold block. We'll see here. All right, there's our mana for all the action. And we don't want to attack gold into this anyway, into this open mana if they have any kind of omen flash 4/4 flyer. So we're just going to pass and try and double block. There you go. White Omen would have got us if we tried to get in with the goal. Definitely running this goal out and trying to double block the Wave Rider. Oh, no. If their last card is enchantment, that plan isn't going to work. If they have a flash enchantment... Okay, they're not even bothering. Interesting. Yeah, without the enchantment, they couldn't make it fly, so... do that. So, sad to trade the Brawler for the Wave Rider, but I think we can actually get there in the air if we clear out their possibility of flying right now. So I'm going to try. They got one card. It's clearly not an aura or an enchantment, or they would have played it to get in last turn. Counter? No counter. Blessing? Maybe it was the blessing. They do have an Omen Scry here, so it could just be that. There's a lot of things it could be, but... So, Mantle, we would have been okay on the Mantle. What a frustrating event so far. Like, we get all of our lands in the first game and then have just ran into Oppos with perfect answers at every step. Every step of the way, here's perfecto answer. Here we can still thirst, because that's what the rules say. Yeah, we're fine. Just sometimes you have some disappointing events. Went 9-0 yesterday on stream. Would be funny to start 0-3 today in contrast. Yeah, we had low removal, and the luck hasn't helped on top of that. But we could mill Uro and cast him. I'm gonna main phase Thirst. See what we got. Yeah, so there's Uro. Now, are we supposed to ditch the Grove Dancer and cast Uro? Yeah, I suppose so. Isn't it fine to just do it this way? Gets us some life back. Even get to have Mantle up now. And at 13, and them at 20, and top decking... If we attack with both goals, we open ourselves to a Wave Rider attack almost no matter what. We can attack with one goal and threaten to double block Wave Rider. But I think with Uro imminent, I'm going to go ahead and be aggressive. Yeah, maybe Uro's getting in play faster is better, but the life gain didn't hurt and helps us actually be able to attack with the goals. Really want to see a bottom here. If they show top, it's probably an aura of some kind. Or an enchantment. A human is home. Hello? Sounds like my wife is home, surprisingly. Maybe her office has been pretty sick, so... Oh, wait, I didn't see. Oh, for Eidolon? Okay. Did they go top or top bottom? Gonna have to do some self mill for Uro to get going anyway. We've got 3 other cards. It needs 5, and we can't do that this turn. So I'm gonna go Wave Runner, and then we have or Forerunner. Sorry, I was Wave Rider and Forerunner combining to be a recreational vehicle for the water. Yeah, that's true. We can drop ours and then have this instant speed to trade with theirs, potentially. Let's start with an attack again. What is triggering Wave Rider with... Oh, you mean... I thought you were talking about the same turn. Yeah, I like Wave Rider here, and then we have the Mantle play if we want it. And the Forerunner to launch Wave Rider play after. I think both of those are good reasons to do this. Although if they attack with their Wave Rider, I don't think we try and trade. I think we just... here we're going to take a Grove Dancer self-mill. We actually got a lot of virtual life here. Forerunner and Mantle with Wardens in play puts us at a virtual 17. Uro being cast again puts us at a virtual 20. So we were feeling under great life pressure, life total pressure from the Wave Rider, but we've turned that corner pretty well. And that's not a big deal for us right now. Yeah, this is a nerve-wracking spot to be in. Although they're O2, we're in the O2 bracket, so hopefully this isn't the Kiora Best the Sea God / and or Dream Trawler deck that had a lot of bad luck. They get a huge smack in here, but again, I'm feeling much better about our life total. What I'm not feeling great about is the fact that this has vigilance now. But it'll shrink back down at least. It's not going to stay a 7/7. And we'll take the hard hit this time. Hello.
Feeling well.
You're not?
Mm-mm.
Oh no.
Everyone in the office. Tess has 102.
My wife is like the last healthy one from her office, and now she says she's not feeling well. So we may be harboring COVID or just generic illness around here. We'll see. Why double eyes? Because it makes it big. Right? Sorry, Oppo. Sorry, chat, being a little slow here as I check in with my spouse. That's why. I'm a little distracted. My bad.
I'm just thoroughly feeling it. Not thinking what's wrong.
Oh, and I forgot to self-mill. Yeah, sorry. I'm very distracted. Just a second.
Sorry. So,
No, it's not you. This job is distracting, honey. Don't worry.
yeah. Yeah.
We forgive ourselves.
Clients are going down too.
Else go mad. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the air. If they don't come up with blockers, or I guess we have to go for it all here. Maybe chump with the Wardens next turn if they launch the Wave Rider. They have 3 cards. There's a reasonable chance we're sending our flyers into a Wave Rider trap. But I don't know what we can do to beat that. I don't know if we can play around it. It's an uncomfortable position, but I think we have to try and race. So I'm going to accept that if they have the Flash Blue Aura or Flash Blue Enchantment, we just kind of can't really play around it at this point, I don't think. Not with that Wave Rider threatening to launch on offense. So here we go. Okay, Glimpse is fine. It's instant speed enchantments that we don't want to see. All right, we survived that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Which is to say anything I don't like. Shoot. So they're trying to go for... They stop this from being able to block, and they make a 7/7... I mean, I can mantle it, but here's the problem. If we mantle this, we don't have the ability to launch our Wave Rider back. You say it's easy, but the thing is we can also mantle elsewhere to gain the life. All right. Yeah, I guess we're dead if we don't mantle. Sorry. Had to make sure. But this puts us in a spot where we need to draw. We really want to draw an enchantment now. In fact, maybe I'll upkeep stop potentially. I guess nothing we need to do before we draw. If we want to self-mill with the Grove Dancer, we can do that in our main. think it's worth the damage prevention here. Although we do have trample with everything, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. This goes back to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15. Yeah, they have it all on the ground anyway. So either we win in the air or we don't. So I'm going to go ahead and block. All right, we need to draw a card and hope we find training. Yeah, we need to cast Uro and find an enchantment. Come on, Uro, help us out. One-time dealer. Give us an enchantment we can cast, please. Oh, man. We do get to fight, though. And we do have trample. Unfortunately, it doesn't... Let's see, what can we do? Is there any way to win here? We can... What are we killing with this brawler is the question. Yeah, we can send in the flyers. 11 with Wave Rider. No, we can't kill the Wave Rider, but we can kill one of the Wayfarers that's making this bigger. I think we gotta take out a Wayfarer to prevent that. We can send this, but no. Yeah, we just send this for right now. Right? Just the two. I can't see anything to do with this. Man, this is tough. This is where I get nervous I'm missing a line. Get nervous that I'm just not seeing what LSV would see. But you do what you can. Here, looks like a desperation attack. We're just going to make sensible-ish blocks. I think we did. I'm not counting this game until it says victory on the screen. They draw Shatter the Sky right now or whatever, you know? Like, it could happen. Alright. Somehow I managed to not let that one slip away. Goodness. Magic is hard. That hurt my brain trying to not die there. Hodge, it wasn't that big a deal. Yeah, I'm happy to do this given the nature of our deck. I'm scared of what they can do with the bounty, and I want to self-mill and support our escape cards. Well, Nexus Wardens is an excellent play after a Eidolon of Obstruction. 2-1 first strike versus 1-4 reach. Well, this is obviously suggesting a blessing. Do we care? Do we want to give them the blessing for the Wardens? I mean, they're playing white-black. Maybe having the flyer is going to be relevant enough to want to keep the Wardens, but then we're going to have to trade the blessing with something else. Trade for the blessing somewhere else. Maybe they didn't think we were going to block. Some people just attack because they don't think they're not going to block, and they don't think we are. I don't know. But that's the thing. They did have the ability to pump this and save. Yeah, I'm going to call it because. Yeah, it's a reasonable trade even if it's blessing, and if so, they just drew it. Yeah, that's weird. They either just drew that or they chose not to save the life's bounty with it. So I was fine with that. It was a fine trade. Get that out of their hand. Mike wants block. No block. I thought it was worth doing because I didn't quite understand. Like, they would have had to just draw the blessing, really, is my point. But maybe we should have just said, hey, they did, clearly. The question is whether that's worth a trade worth doing in that instance anyway. I'm not blocking here. I'm just playing it because the action is done on this turn. Main decking the white Eidolon? What's wrong with this? Oh, wait. Maybe I'm not thinking of the right Eidolon. Oh, yeah. What's wrong with this? Main decking the white Eidolon? You don't like 2-1 first strikes? I mean, it's not an impressive rare, but it's not bad. Hoping to find land there, of course. Didn't, and now have to figure out exactly how we intend to win this race. I suppose it comes with still going to attack, not blocking, so I'm going to attack. What we need is a land, and then if we can one with stars the Pharika's spawn, that would be good. Taking it out of escape conditions. Still think we need to take out the spawn. We could also just play the Typhon. And see what they want to do about it. I'm going to start with an attack. Either they won't block, or they will block, and we encourage them to attack back. And actually probably go to Wave Rider next, if we can afford it life-wise. Let's see what they do here. If the Typhon holds the fort and they stop attacking, then we can go Wave Rider into our enchantments and try to get aggro in the air. Well, I wish I was as smart as you, Haj. Because what if I'm just not good enough to identify the correct pick? I mean, if I thought it was the right pick and I was wrong, what am I supposed to do? I override chat when I think they're wrong, but when I'm close enough with them, I do it. So maybe I'm just worse at Magic than you, but I don't know, know how helpful that is. So they're showing us more threats. I'm gonna go ahead, like, we're at, I got a block here. I think Mike wanted to block the 2-1. That would have given us a trade on the 2-1. I gave him credit for having another blessing, and that no matter how we blocked, we were going to lose that creature. And since it's a type, since it has escape, I didn't mind calling the bluff. We have to let's see. So now we got to one with at least we get 2 cards off of it. But yeah, we're in a little rough shape now. But let's get the spawn out of action and maybe stay back on D. I get that we would have beat the 2-1 Mike, but again, I was giving him credit for the blessing, which doesn't beat any of that. So might as well stop the biggest one. That was my thinking. I mean, I don't know how you, like, the heuristics for making those kinds of calls, Mike, if you've got input, I'd love to hear it, but it's really hard to come up with the mental calculus on whether you're better off calling a bluff on a smaller creature that might be able to eat something through the combat trick they're using that would win with the big creature versus, yeah, they just had blessing, and if you put it on the small one, you're just giving up extra damage, right? So I don't know. There's a lot of information to process there too. I'm gonna keep the goal back though now and try and block that Leonin. Yeah, that's the other thing, GP, that maybe they still do have the blessing. Are we just dead? Not just dead, but basically dead. Yeah, I mean, I get it, right? Like, I don't want to lose the Typhon, but I don't want to lose the game even more. But we have. All right, well, there you go. 9-0 yesterday, quick 1-3 today. We can still survive, but this is... oh no, actually, sorry, we can't even block yet. Nothing to do but remove a punishment counter. Yeah, I mean, well, what to say about this one? Deck was not amazing. Had Uro, but beyond Uro, we didn't have huge amounts of power, and leaning way heavily on brawlers for our removal in this labyrinth. So I'm not surprised it didn't do well. We could have gotten a little luckier and maybe come up with another win or two. But this was not terribly outside of expectations. Well, the blue was there. Yeah, we didn't find the right lane, but I would still end up here every time. It's not like I look at what happened to us and would say, oh, well, now based on what I've learned, what I would go back and do is not draft towards Simic with those early cards. And it's like, sorry, I'm getting a little distracted because now there's a new question. Tell you what, let me just wrap this one up. Let me let YouTube off the hook. Or we could actually, before I let YouTube off the hook, somebody want to challenge me? Something I like doing when it doesn't go well, we can play an extra game here, and then the YouTube viewers might think we won the game we lost because the video goes a little longer. So yeah, let's play past being eliminated from the event. We'll take... I'm not sure I added this to deck, so I'll do that just to make sure, and then I'll claim this prize. We got Timnos and Lizard stepping up. Only 4 packs. So I will wait for a challenge from Timnos. That's Sir Elgar. Is that you, Timnos? I want to give Timnos their due. Okay. Couple more games with this deck. Let's see what we can do with it. And I do encourage everybody to bring their monster decks against me, regardless of what I'm playing. So I hope Timnos is bringing the heat. All right. We're on the draw, the play for once here too. Magic is magic, though, Jolo. I mean, we have no idea how that person ended up 1 and 2. They could have flooded out in 2 straight games and then had a monster draw. You know, like, you just don't know. We're gonna drop the Grove Dancer. Eidolon is scary. Hope that Timnos doesn't have the Eidolon into Myers Grasp play. That's always terrifying. I was all excited that I was going to get to attack with a 3/3 trampling Grove Dancer, but we don't really get to if we, unless we want to trade with the Rage Hound, which I don't want to do. Kind of makes me want to play mana inefficiently and drop a Towering Wave Mystic to try and trade off with the Rage Hound. And then drop Herald next turn to pump this action. I'm going to do that. Or we could even... Yeah, I'm going to do that. If this were an enchantment creature, I would just offer this one and then try to do the Herald trick with this next turn. But it's not an enchantment creature, so Herald cannot buff up our Mystic. Are we drafting again after this? After these games? Yeah, sure. Let's draft again after this. We'll draft again. Ooh, I thought I was excited about Typhon, but we don't have the mana for it yet. We do have the play that I was wanting, though, which is to drop the Herald and get in for a 3/3 that they cannot currently block successfully. What are we doing here? Timmy. Oh, you get your Timmy meme, sorry. Where's Timmy?
There are some who call me Tim.
Drop a Typhon here, I guess. See if we can't get it through. If we draw a land naturally, we get to Brawl Timuret. No attacks, though. Timmy's quite the wall. Nope. So we're going to have to go ahead and Pursuit, which unfortunately puts more in the yard for Oppo to exile with Timuret, but what else are we doing? And we will go ahead. Ooh, it's an interesting one. I guess we keep our fighter, though. And we will take Labyrinth over Forest. And make a Wave Mystic. And start brawling next turn. Hopefully this double brawl gets us there. Still no attacks right now, but it's going to get ugly for him next turn. I hate you, Timmy. And your strategy hosing ability. Well, I'm going to brawl on Timmy. And we are wrecked. They don't know about the other brawl, though, so we'll try and recover next turn. And I'll trade this Grove Dancer for any of these, and the Typhon for any of these. So we'll keep sending in these, though, now. At least they lost a Black Pip. Trading the Typhon. I guess I shouldn't have traded the Typhon, because now he can exile it, but the Brawler is going to get Timmy anyway. Yeah, I shouldn't have done it, because we lose Typhon. But hopefully the second Brawler is going to do some good work. Oh, man, you kidding me? Got out of Brawler range? Okay. Well, I'm going to send in Grove Dancer. Maybe they'll trade. No. Timnos, trade. Ugh. Well, maybe we now just need to win on the strength of the fact that the 4/4 is going to be bigger than whatever they've got, and we go ahead and fight the Bleeper. And try to ignore Timuret. We'll fly over with a goal as well. They're down to 2 cards. I think we just have to hope that our larger size is enough. Yeah, I could flash block the Bleepus. Maybe that would have been a good move too. Trying this though. The reason I chose Cow over Lampad is that the combined power of Lampad and Timuret is 3, which is not enough to beat a Brawler. So then ostensibly, it doesn't matter that they have the Lampad because they can't stop anything we're doing. And now we get a maze-based attack with at least the Brawler here. It doesn't have trample, though. Okay, it was somewhat of a semi-bluff that worked out. Maybe they'll send in Timmy, given the situation, and we can try and double block Timmy. I'm going to block with the Grove Dancer over the goal. And I do want to keep blocking. Well, we're at 18. I feel like I'm playing loose today. Really, like, where's the fire, Ryan? Kind because do we even care about 4 damage at 18 when we're trying to crack back the other direction? And we can Labyrinth, and yeah, let's just no block and Labyrinth. There's no reason to, because we can even cast the goal in Labyrinth, so I don't see why we should trade. We should try and be aggro. Man, folks, I don't know. Some days are better than others, and I'm just personally feeling like I'm not on it today. Like, there's a lot going on. Wife coming home. There's a lot going on, but I just think in general, I'm not locked in today. I can feel my lack of lock-in. I feel like momentum and the zone and all that stuff gets overblown, but we are, as humans, not tumbling dice. We are not just rolling our d20 and seeing if we beat the check. We are different day to day, and some days we're better than others. And so I think there is something to the whole I am in the zone, I am feeling, I'm seeing the lines, the matrix is revealing itself type of thing, right? Well, if that's a thing, I'm on the other side of it right now today. Just feeling like I'm missing stuff, like I'm not caring enough to catch stuff. You know how that goes? Like, that's why I was talking about where's the fire? Like, normally my drive to not lose a game is so strong that it really keeps me engaged and focused, but I feel like I'm just off it here. Having fun, though. Sure glad you're all here. Who have we got here? I haven't even checked the numbers. Means a lot to me that you're choosing to hang out with me with your time. Maybe you're just ignoring me on your second monitor and I'm your background noise at work. If so, don't send that email yet. You forgot to change that one thing. We could self-mill here, but I don't think that that does anything for us. I'm going to let this happen, and we'll stick with the maze plan. So I like mazing the Hound, taking the 3 and adding our goal, and hoping we can win the race. Well, currently we're ahead in the race because we get to knock this Hound out of consideration every turn. We do have card draw, so I'm going to play the Forest. And we have a very mana-hungry land, so I'd like to represent something, but we don't really have the luxury or because of the mana-hungriness of our Labyrinth. One with the stars. Again, we can put this on Timuret, but the activated ability that, and same with Lampad, like we could throw these abilities down, but still doesn't actually get it done in terms of stopping. It stops their attacks, but not the abilities. We can throw, and that also means if we like, oh, this is let's see, this sacks creatures, right? Only creatures. So at least if we try to one with stars, anything other. Even the Lampad, like basically they sack anything we try to one with the Lampad. Yeah, it wouldn't even work. Like we try to turn off the Hound and they sack it in response. So like if we're gonna do anything, it shouldn't be on the Hound because it comes back. But we can do the Thief and at least make him kill the Thief, right? But the Lampad is the worst attacker, and it still gets to do all the sacrificing stuff. We can put it on Timuret or Temple Thief, and Timuret has a bigger butt, but Temple Thief is more unblockable. So but that's my point. He doesn't have to sacrifice the Lampad. It just sits there being an enchantment that we hate. So, that being said, it's clearly Timuret or the Temple Thief, and even though Timuret has the ability, it might be worth taking away that toughness from them. Because it's not like we're going to have anything to get rid of Timuret anyway. So, I'm actually going to put it on the Timuret. And if they want to Lampad away the Timuret, we're happy about that too, right? Because, yeah, they have to do that now. That's the thing that works. Because turning it into enchantment means the Lampad can no longer sack it. So that had some utility there. So they're a virtual 10 if they sack everything. This is not bad for us. Add some damage. Hopefully find more action. That is not more action. This does change the clock, though. We add a virtual 10 on this board. Maybe it's actually a virtual 11, because I guess they could recast and resack the Underworld. Can we afford to stay back? I don't know. I don't think we can stay back. I think if we lose this race, we lose the race, but we're not going to get there by trying to block, right? I mean, unless we're trying to trade with the Temple Thief. Yeah, I don't like it. I think we just need to get in there. I think it's race or die. How are we dead on board? I mean, now we're probably dead, but we weren't dead on board just now. But that looks like it cannot... We can force them to sack, but that's it. All right, we're still not dead. Well, maybe we kind of are. Let's see. We play the Wave Rider. They swing with everything. We block the Lampad. They sack the No. Yeah. We take this out of commission. Block this. Well, we'll try. We'll make him kill us. Make him kill us. Because we do have... Yeah, now if they go for the Underworld Rage Hound, I think they have the win. Right? Because they just untap, attack, sack Rage Hound, recast Rage Hound, and sack. So I think we don't... I think we're dead if they see it. Yep. No attacks required. We done. I guess I could have blocked, but same thing happens. Timnos had it figured out, and we were donezo. All right, well, after undefeated play yesterday, we are experiencing very defeated play today. Got one win. Now, no slow rolls there. It was no big deal. It was a good game. Lots of thinking. It's only a slow roll when, like, when you cast your bomb and they have counter target bomb or whatever, and no other plays, no other cards, no other anything, and they take 8 years to do the completely obvious thing. That's what tilts me, but there was nothing about thinking through that sequence that was slow rolling. That was complicated magic. Yeah, we're going to play this game and then draft again, so hang tight. I'm going to mulligan this. Not enough going on. Keep this. Ditch. Forerunner. And try to be aggro. Boo! Perfect card against our weak-ass 2/1s. Gonna go with Vexing Goals, though, and I'm gonna say... I don't think they're probably holding up counters. I'm gonna pass. It's possible they do something so absurd we need to thirst for meaning instead. In this case, no, though. They can have that. All right, found our other color. Not the worst. Go for another goal here. Thassa! Yikes. Nice blink target, too. I did ask for people's monster decks, so we're getting it. Nice looking deck there, Lizard. Prevent a point of damage at least. You want to thirst, huh? Mike wants to thirst. I'm just wanting to see if we can't win with 4 power in the air because I don't know what else we're doing. And have Towering Wave with Starlit Mantle. Maybe we can take out the Oracle that way next turn. Chimera, also sweet. What's real, Buckeye? Unsummon? What do you got? What's this pause about? What am I not seeing? Hey, buddy. How you been? Oh, that's the wrong color. We want a forest. Hopefully find one soon enough. Swinging out here, though. Do your worst. Take whatever trade you want. Could have played the island to threaten to take it out of combat, but I want the trade if they've got it. I suppose if they've got a minus whatever, that will be a little sad. Yeah, Chain to Memory. Didn't really play around Chain to Memory, but they get it. But yeah, I could have taken it out of combat. Although I'm not sure I want to. I think we really want to thirst to find the forest for Uro. So even if I knew they had that, I think I would probably play similarly. And I'm doing this main phase because I want to find the forest and play it. And discard an island and a forest. And drop this one. Oh, I see what you're... I now understand what you meant by your comment, Buckeye. $16. They're trying to get us... They're trying to mill us out at this point, and we're going to try and Uro them out. Wave Mystic trades on the ground, and the gold trades in the air, so we're going to start by offering those. And we do run close to this here, but they're at 9. So we're going to self-mill, play Uro, and hope it's enough, frankly. Nice draw if they try to come up with a creature to block with. Such as the dreaded Timmy. We have an answer.
There are some who call me Tim.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Boy, do we need a land right here. And now we can find one, but it doesn't really help. Now let's see if they choose not to block. Probably just block. Hope they block. Oh, there's our draw. Great. There's our land, I mean. Well, instead of Brawl, we will just 2-spell and see if that gets it done. We have 5. Wow, came down to the very end, but I think we get there. We're going to win on it with an empty library, but us self-milling is not forced draw. So even though we are going to put that many cards from the top of their library into their graveyard, we don't lose because we're not being asked to draw. And actually, we can just drop the Forerunner. We don't even need the... with the Trample, we don't even need to Brawl. Oh, we can't send Uro. So, yeah. So then we do need to... So then we just lose? Jeez. We lose because we can't attack with Uro. Jeez. Well, we'll punch, but it's not going to be enough, unfortunately. All right, on our own terms at least. Well, I promised I would draft again, so I will, but I kind of want to just go slip under the covers and pretend I didn't play any Magic today. We'll say goodbye to YouTube for now, though. I think they've had enough of watching me lose with frickin' Uro. No, I said I would. I'm going to. Don't worry. I'm not lying to you. All right. One of those days, one of those couple of weeks. We had a bright spot yesterday, but back to the doldrums here. Playing all morning. We have 1 win. I guess that's better than 0. And I guess we say thanks for hanging out through the end of the video. We'll catch you next draft. Bye.